I know, I'll just start it. Like, welcome back to like Keeping a Straight Face, where like we just talk about like lots of topics that like other podcasts don't try
Sort
to
of
venture out
informative
into.
and kind of descriptive, but not
Yeah,
too
like
descriptive.
a little bit of broken beats, a little bit dubby, a little bit, it's Keeping a Straight Face. We're back.
I'm a mother. I'm a singer. I'm a songwriter. I'm gay. I make a podcast.
Oh, don't.
I've got to put this on Twitter.
we'll get to Lily Allen later on, but this is Keeping a Straight Face, and we're back. And there it is. Thank you for listening. No, I'm joking. It's not ended. It's only just begun.
Mm-hmm.
But the viewers, this is where they just turn off.
They all wish it was.
It gets to like a minute, and they're like, "Do you know what? I'll skip this episode. It's not worth it." So we've got a bit to talk about this episode. See what I did there? But before we start with the topics I've actually got, I wanted to mention our Twitter, because we've now got a Twitter account for the podcast, which is I've not wrote down the handle.
It's
that helps.
KASF podcast.
It will just be in the description. Check the description of the podcast.
Or listen to someone that does actually know it.
But we've made a Twitter now.
Yep, part of the 21st century.
We're getting in there with the
kids.
The times and the kids. We want to make. I just don't know. We just got a Twitter. Just follow us. Simple as. It will just keep up to date with us. Simple. Hashtag Keeping a Straight Face. Hashtag we don't follow for follow.
Circle open group chat.
Oh, well, there it is. So I just wanted to let you know, but again, all the details you need will be in the description. But let's move on now to our topic of the day.
Okay.
Circle.
Oh, right, okay.
Message. I don't know. Send.
Kate is a bitch.
Circle. Message the viewers. Download our podcast. Send.
Fuck's sake.
A little bit of self-promotion on our own show doesn't hurt. But
Doesn't help either.
Doesn't help, but it doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt.
Just a waste of everyone's time.
What irritated me was Sinead. So she was catfishing, okay, which is fine, but then the whole point of the game is the social aspect. And every time someone went to get to know her character, she was like, "Oh fucking hell! Oh, how am I supposed to know that? Oh fucking hell! Oh,
I was gonna say.
Oh, they're fucking asking me questions. Well, yes.
I was gonna
This
say,
is part
though,
of the game.
Before we talk about the circle, spoiler alert, because there might be people who haven't seen it. But the
Well,
time,
fuck 'em.
the time
That's why God
By
invented
the time this
command.
comes out, it's
Yeah.
going to be bloody over and everything
It'll
they're saying
be
is going to be
finished.
irrelevant.
Yeah.
But do you know what? For the people who don't know what the circle is or missed out on the circle,
Fuck 'em.
it's a really, it's a really
Hashtag
good,
fuck 'em.
it's a really good show on
Yeah,
Channel
it's a
4.
surprisingly good reality TV show.
It is.
Like,
It is. I'm
it's-
surprised how much I like it.
Yeah.
Given how much I hate Big Brother.
But it's nothing to. It's not the same as
I
Big
started
Brother.
watching it like, oh fuck, what's Michael dragged me into this time?
Oh,
And I
charming.
finished it. Well, you did it with Big Brother, and I fucking hated that. So but it's actually like really interesting. It's like a good
It
social
is.
experiment. It's
It
like
is, yeah.
it's like Big Brother brought up to date.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's what Big Brother should have been.
obviously, it relies
Yeah.
on 8 people living in the same block of flats. You have no face-to-face interaction. They can only communicate via an app.
Yeah, they're all
Which is
completely
called
isolated
the
to their own
circle.
little flat.
But obviously, because of that, you can be anyone. Because no one actually sees you, you could be anyone you want on the internet. It's that whole like 21st century Black Mirror dystopian sort of
Yeah.
broken beat sort of game show. It's similar. It's very. Yeah,
It's a
I like
Big
it.
Brother Black Mirror crossover.
Yeah, but I mean, I think this is when it was announced. Everyone did think it was going to be a very similar show to Big Brother.
Yeah, I thought
But
that, to be fair.
watching it, because I had a feeling there'd probably be like, oh, maybe like nominations or like the public vote.
Yeah.
But it's so different because
Mm.
you've got the public really don't have a say on the show.
And I feel that works a lot better.
Yes.
Yeah, because the whole idea of the show is that it's whoever's the most popular wins. Whoever's the most popular after 3 weeks is the winner,
Yeah.
and it's voted on by the other people in the flats,
Yes.
like the people on the
Yeah.
circle, and yeah,
originally how they went home is it was sort of like All Stars and a bit on Drag Race. They had the top two, and then the top two influencers would then send someone home, but they've now changed that format.
Everyone rates everyone out of 5 stars, and then the two people with the highest ratings, like the highest mushed together ratings, is influencers, and then everyone else is up for elimination.
Decide who they kick off the island.
Yeah.
And those two decide who goes.
But now they've done it so it's the lowest scoring person gets eliminated.
Yeah, that was
so
the
they've
last
changed
episode,
it. So that was only last night.
That could have been a one-off. We don't know yet.
I think it would be a one-off because if when it comes to the next vote, they might think, it's going to be the lowest person going home, so let's just try and rig it and send someone home we don't like. But I don't know if they'll do it again because I don't know. Who knows? We have to watch the circle to find out.
They could have done it to start beef Hannah and Scott. Get it to go down, claw his eyes out. Who knows?
Yes, maybe.
Yeah, makes good TV.
I haven't really taken to Scotty. I'll be honest with you.
Oh,
I don't
fucking
like
hate
Scotty.
It's awful.
He's just
I don't understand how Mitchell, Scotty, they're both these repulsive straight men. They're like that sort of oh tits yeah, and
the foot tits.
Mitchell just wanted his mum to do everything for him, and then Scotty's there
that.
Constantly having a wank behind the screen.
Yeah.
But
how can he see? Because it's so dark in the room.
Oh yeah, all that shade comes from his massive dick. Oh my god!
Because that's what he said.
Oh yeah, that was awful. That quote. That was so cringe. That was the whole conversation he had with whichever girl it was. That was so cringy.
Yeah.
It's like the narrator said. He flirted with a brick if he had a nice profile picture.
Exactly. But I think it's one of these shows where it really, because it's obviously it doesn't rely on the public. It doesn't rely. It's not Big Brother. They never actually meet each other. You don't know what will happen.
Well, they don't often meet each other.
Only when they're eliminated. Yeah. So, but when they're playing the game, they don't meet each other.
Yeah.
So last night, for example, when we were watching it, I had a theory, and we all felt that someone was going home. And then when it came to it,
Cathy told us that.
Cathy told us
someone was going home.
Someone was going home. But when it came to it, someone completely different. The person we thought were going home was influencer, and then someone went home, and I was like, "What is this? This is such a mess.
It's constant plot twists.
You don't know what's going to happen."
I think it's going to be between Cathy and Fiji to win.
Yeah. the two real MVPs.
Well, I was going to say I was going to keep it a secret till later on, but we have got a special guest here today. We've got now. I don't know. Channel 4 producers might not like this, but they're currently still in the circle and they're here to talk to us today. We've got Cathy from the circle here.
Yeah.
So
she's been telling us all the gossip.
She's been telling us insider info. In fact, what's that, Cathy?
Really?
No.
Oh, you're joking.
Well, we won't say that in case we get sued, but thanks for letting us know.
He did what to you?
Wow. Oh. Wow, for those of you again who don't know, Cathy's here. Cathy is Ryan's, who's taking part in the circle, spirit guide.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Cathy's here. He's not really a psychic.
Get out clause.
Cathy just said he's not really a psychic. No offense, Ryan, but
don't be sorry. He'd have seen that coming.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, if he was worth his bloody soul.
Look, this is where it gets into it. I do believe in psychics, and I do like that. But
you just don't believe in him.
Well, that's the thing. On the circle, the stuff he has said hasn't happened. And when Freddie, for example, said who's going home, Ryan said, "Oh, Dan's going to be going home." And when it happened, Freddie was like, "He don't know shit, does he?"
I don't believe in psychics at all. But Ryan does not help the case for them because everything he says is just bollocks. All the things that he says, I'm getting a psychic idea that this is happening. It's all just basic social cues. It's things you can just read from the situation with human eyes and a brain.
I do agree with that, although the only exception is that he does have a vibe about Kate. That is the only one thing.
Does he?
He did call that out about Kate. He's like, Kate and... I'm pretty sure he called out Christopher. He called those two out.
On the hangout, when he was at the hangout, he said Kate seems like a lovely girl, but Christopher, I think Christopher's not.
No, but after that. When he was, when they're looking at all the profile pictures and he was doing
Let me guess. Was it when they all asked about Little Mix?
No,
I'm joking.
The thing is-
no.
I'm
it's-
joking.
No, you just picture, but
Oh,
then
that was cringy.
that's
Yeah.
just something you could guess. Like, I mean, Christopher, that's an easy guess. Anyone could say that just because. Why the fuck would an old man be on there? Some old antiques dealers, not like.
Lovejoy.
Yeah,
You get Lovejoy on the circle. Dun, 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 dun.
But talking of Christopher, Sinead, who is Christopher, liked
Oh.
my tweet on Twitter. So thank you, Sinead, if you're listening to this podcast. I doubt you will be, but thank you for that like, because it got me 10 likes in total because of that. So...
Fucking hell, I can't believe she's liking this post.
I like Sinead. I think
I like
she,
her.
if she was herself, she would have done really well.
She'd gone
Yeah,
further.
yeah, to be fair, she would have. Her as a
Like-
person, she was lovely. It's
like,
just
she-
how
yeah, she-
irritating.
But then again...
Because if you're going to lie, at least have a convincing
Yeah,
cover
she should-
story.
she
She
should
didn't
have
have
fleshed out
any
her
fucking
lie.
cover story.
But this is the thing. But if she had gone on as it herself, it would have been boring because there's only Kate who's the catfish on there. I would like to have seen more catfishes on
yeah.
there in total.
Yeah,
In fact, you know what I'd
right.
like to see? Is plot twist. So everyone who's on the circle, like their profile pictures, they're all different people. But the people behind that, they're all just 40-year-old middle-aged men.
Gas fitters from
Could you
fucking
imagine?
Droitwich or something.
Could you imagine? So like, this middle-aged man thinks he's pulled like Hannah or Sean, and then they go down to see her and they're eliminated. It's just another middle-aged man. Could you imagine like how fun that would be?
Yeah, that would
If they
actually
were
be quite
all actually catfishes, that would be the plot twist, but they didn't know. That would have been fantastic.
I thought it was quite ironic and quite humorous how Kate was so flabbergasted when the whole Christopher Sinead thing was revealed in that
Yeah.
message.
Yeah.
And the guy that's playing Kate was like, oh, I've just been played at my own game. It's like, yeah.
It's a circle.
So other people can do it too, babe.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
But it's such a good show. If there's any way for viewers to watch, to be honest, by the time this podcast comes out, it's probably finished. But if viewers, if you haven't seen it, Google it, look at it. It's such a good show.
Oh, Freddie's such a darling though, isn't he? He's
Oh,
so
I
honest.
adore Freddie.
He's
But
so
I'm worried
good.
for Freddie.
Yeah, I'm concerned for him. The game's really got to him.
Yeah.
It is getting to him. At the episode I'm up to, I can see
Like,
that it's starting to really
He
affect
was just
him.
so happy and funny at the start, but now it's all in his head and he's just out for everyone.
Every single comment now is like Kate's a bitch.
Yeah.
Every
Kate's a
single
fucking
comment.
slag.
Or like he'll say
message.
something like he'll finish his message to the circle and then he'll cut to his confessional and he'll be like, if I'm doing this, hopefully Kate can go by what I'm doing. Like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
From now on, whatever
Like,
he does,
he's coming
it's an
for
attack.
her.
It's an
And
attack on
now he
Kate.
doesn't trust Sean. Sean did nothing wrong. Like, Sean did fuck all.
What did no, Sean did. But
She did
Sean,
nothing.
No, Sean thought that Hannah was making up the story
No,
about
but-
Scotty.
No, but to, like, slight Freddie.
Oh, you know.
Like, Freddie
Oh,
Freddie
but
completely
Freddie-
went overboard to Kate. And then Sean said, "Oh wait, maybe you've gone overboard a little bit." And now Freddie's taking that as like a whole massive knife in his back, and now Sean's out to get him.
No, because those were they were besties.
They had such a good thing going, and I don't see why he's
got
just
up
gone
to
so.
the episode where the circle makes them paint someone.
No.
Oh, and then Freddie just
Oh, well,
paints.
that's just happened.
It just happened. He paints Kate as two faces, and he's like, "Here's your fucking fence you're sitting on." And, like, draws a fence,
Yeah.
and then Scotty draws a witch for Hannah.
Mm.
Oh, it all kicks off. Like,
Freddie
it's
gets-
so good.
Freddie completely kicks off in the chat, and he
Yeah.
just comes off as just way too like it comes off as an attack.
Oh no.
'Cause
And
then
then
they all
Sean's
say
like,
to
"Oh wait,
him-
hold on.
Yeah, they all say, "Freddie, you're going a bit too deep," and he's like, "No, I'm fucking not."
If
And
I
he's just-
don't like you, I'm gonna paint it on a fucking canvas."
Yeah,
And, like,
that's literally
what
what
he
he
says.
does.
It's like, oh my
Aw.
god.
But I think Freddie on there is one of my favourites on the circle.
Like,
Yeah, Freddie
He's
is.
one of my
As the show
favourites.
goes, he's so good.
I did like Dan up until one of the episodes I saw where he was an influencer, and then he was saying to the other two, "Oh, I'm not going to let you vote for this person
Yeah, he's
because they're my friend." It's
he's a
like,
bit big for his boat.
Yeah, I was
so,
like,
I
oh, hold on a
thought
minute.
with that comment, obviously the two influencers were Janelle and Freddie, weren't they?
yeah, because it was three of them because they
Yeah.
would join
Yeah.
second. Yeah.
And I feel that even if Dan didn't want Kate to go, it's outnumbered there on
yeah.
the influencer.
And what is
side.
going on with Donnell?
No.
Oh, I
Well.
don't even know. Well, you have to watch to find out.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't want to spoil it for you because it gets good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
Because I know that Hannah came on the scene and she was like, Dana.
Yeah, you need
Yeah.
to see that.
you need to watch it
But-
because it's so good. But it finishes next week, The Circle. I can't believe it. But obviously, I'm glad it's not. Again, what you said to me earlier, I'm glad it's not like Big Brother in the terms of it goes on for like 100 days, like it goes on and on. Because that would just kill them.
Personally, because it's just a bit much to watch it 10 p.m. every night. You gotta. Like, I enjoy it, don't get me wrong, like, I love the show, I want to see what happens, but because I want to see what happens, it means that I've got to watch it every night at 10 p.m. And I like to have options open, I like to be able to do something else on other nights. And to have it every night apart from Saturdays, is just, oh my god.
Too much.
I don't mind that, you see. Because I used to watch Big Brother all the time, so I'm used to watching Big Brother 9 p.m. every day. But, I mean, this series of Big Brother I've not watched because... It's shit. Bake Off's been on. And The Circle's been on over Big Brother, so I've not really wanted to
bother
with it. So simple.
Do you reckon if you get away with a celebrity circle?
Do you know what?
See,
oh no, maybe that wouldn't work.
The only thing you could do is pretend to be another celebrity. Like, that's the only way you could do it.
Or they get people who's been on like Love Island, who they're not really celebrities, they're just people who say they're celebrities. Put them on there with real celebrities. And then, so you get celebrities that would never have met, so from completely different branches. Or you could just, I don't know.
Or you get,
I don't know if it works.
Or you get proper celebrities to either pretend to be other proper celebrities, or you get proper celebrities to pretend to be like ordinary people.
Yeah,
that'd be quite fun.
Or what if they did the Circle All Stars? Could you imagine? But then everyone would know who's who because they just go back on it in themselves.
See, I like just being complete randos.
Yeah, no, I do.
That is fun. That is fun.
I hope there's a second season of it, but again, if they do it again,
renewed.
But I don't want it to turn into Big Brother where it happens every year, because then it will just get boring.
Get samey. I reckon 2 or 3 seasons, and then and then hit it on its head.
Because they could do so much with that. What I would love to see is older people on it. So a mix of older, because at the moment
it is a bit typecast at the minute for your younger, your younger, buffed up kind of people.
I would like to see some maybe 50, 60-year-olds on there. Maybe, just a nice
cross section,
a diverse bunch of people. Yeah. I mean, the group on there are already lovely as they are, but they're just so young. They're all young. I'd like to see just some older people on there, because that would really mix and shake it up.
Yeah, like real Christophers.
Yeah,
real Lovejoys.
Well, there it is.
or flip the script and have an older person pretending to be a younger person.
Oh, spoiler!
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, that might be happening already, but
who knows?
Who knows? You have to watch it and find out.
Oh, okay.
Right. So now we've talked about The Circle. The next topic that I was going to say is, if you were on The Circle, who would you be? Would you be yourself? Would you be a catfish? And if you're going to be a catfish, be precise. So would you? What would that be as precise? But like, what age would you go as? So I'll start with you.
Yeah, because
you've talked about
I already had, like, when it started, my first idea was I'd be like Doris, 84 years old, from like Cheltenham or something. I don't know.
I love it. Cheltenham.
Like, nobody's gonna be for Doris. Who's gonna be for Doris? No one, unless like you hate all women, or like if you're like this powerful woman that's in charge of herself, either people will respect you just because of that, or if they do get a photo you, they'll be afraid of you. So you got that going. You're sweet. If you're nice to everyone. The only thing is it would take a lot of like work to get a proper like backstory and like a whole character developed. But I think it is on this like a strong thing.
I think what you could do is just have a notebook like they all do. And once you say something, you note it down so you can keep track of.
That is the best, when they're all playing Murder She Wrote with their little notebooks and like noting down all the clues. I love it.
The thing is, I'm quite good at that, so I think I could pull it off.
Yeah. How about you, Matt?
Oh, I'd catfish.
Would you catfish? I think it would. I don't think it would be fun if you didn't catfish. I think if you're going on.
The thing is, I have to be myself every day, and that gets fucking boring.
Exactly.
So if I have to go into that kind of contrived setting, I'd want to be someone else just for fun.
Who do you play as, like a younger person, an older person?
I think I'd want to play a younger person, but I think I'd just play like a pastiche of like
a piss take, or like a parody of.
Not so much a parody. Well, maybe elements of parody, but like a kind of amalgamation of like all of like the teen comedy characters that like from the films that I like. So elements of Ferris Bueller, elements of people from the Breakfast Club, things like that, and just live out some kind of 80s teen like John Hughes like fantasy.
Because at the end of the day, it is about being popular. So it doesn't matter who you are as long as the others believe you're popular. I mean, it's not like you have to convince the world either. You have to just convince 8 people, which seems easy enough. Well, I say it's easy enough. I don't know if it would be or not because I've never tried it. For me personally, if I was on the circle, I would love it to be 2 people pretending to be one.
How would that work?
So it's like a couple or like two friends or whatever.
Would they be schizophrenic?
Pretending to be one person. No, so it'll just be, it's 2 people building up a character, building up a catfish.
So I think it could be good to
I
play
think
off
that
of,
would work.
Play off of each other, but then I think it could get complicated.
No, you'd both do stuff at the same time. So you'd talk.
Yeah.
So say they'd say, "How are you doing today?" You'd think, "Okay, what are we going to say to this response?" So you wouldn't. It wouldn't be one person playing. Different. It would be you'd both be playing at the same time, but you'd be like an older person or a younger person. I think that'd really be good because that would really shake it up.
It'd be interesting.
Because then you see 2 people being one.
Need a bigger notebook.
Yeah. But I think I would like to see that 2 people. If I was on there, I'd say, look, please let me go with someone else, and we'll just cause havoc. That's how you get on shows. Trust me.
Chaos.
That's how you get on TV shows. Spoiler alert.
So there we go. We've got Doris from Cheltenham.
You've got Bob from ABBA.
No, don't.
And you've got
fucking John Hughes teen
Twink.
comedy twink.
Yeah.
There we go. There it is. Got half a show already.
Go on with Sherilyn Barnes. Could you imagine going on a Sherilyn Barnes? They just think you're fake to begin with, though, wouldn't they?
Or just actually have Cheryl in there, in one of the flats. Have her as one of the guests.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Sherilyn Barnes, if you're listening, could you come on our podcast?
What it is, we kind of want you on our show, sort of thing.
Oh, I'd love her on the show. I'd love her on the show. But yeah, I just think that would really give it a twist. The circle. Right, so our last topic, I've only got one more topic
Okay.
to talk about.
Okay.
Our running time is going to be so short. The last topic is literally, I've been reading Lily Allen's book this week.
Okay. And how's that going?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love Lily Allen's book. Again, Lily Allen, if you're listening, come on our podcast.
So what's the book about? Is it autobiography or is it?
It's about her
story,
thoughts,
or?
exactly.
Okay.
That's literally what it's called, and it covers her.
Okay.
And it's a book of her life.
Okay.
Simple as.
The book of this is my life. It's the book of my life.
Literally what it is. But do you know what, Lily Allen? I wouldn't say I've never really been a fan. I like her music, but I'm not like, I'm a big fan of Lady Gaga and a big fan of, well, just Lady Gaga and like Sia, I suppose, in a way. But I mean, I like some of Lily's music, but I like her more as a person rather than the majority of her music. I mean, I do listen to her music, but I think her as a person I adore more because she's genuine. And I mean, that's a lot in when you read her book, that comes across a lot in it. She writes it from her point of view and how she remembers her life. And she says there could be a lot of moments in her book where the media have said it's differently or they've painted it out to be differently, but it's what she remembers. So it's more like, I don't know, it's just genuine. So she says, do you know what, this is my events. They're going to be different from the news, but this is how I recall it because it was so long ago. And she goes in a lot about her mum, her dad, when she had her children. I think she does the stalking bit, but I think that's at the end because it goes from like childhood to now.
Okay, right.
And I mean, she's only 32ish, 33. I'm not sure. She's still in her early 30s now, so it's not going to be her complete life yet. So maybe she'll do a part 2 when she's older. But
these are my thoughts. ... Now.
These are my thoughts again.
Yeah.
No,
these are my new thoughts.
Yeah, but like she goes in a lot about. It's not like when you read an autobiography. I've not read many because I don't seem to really like reading autobiographies.
Yeah,
I'm not really
it's a
keen
genre
on
that
them.
I've never really got into.
But a lot of them, when I have read them, they do seem a bit forced. They seem like they're trying to paint themselves out to be like, this is what I did and wasn't it so good?
Well, a lot of them are ghost written.
Exactly.
Allegedly.
Do you know what? I got, and this is where I'll go in on it. I got a book, a Grace Jones autobiography, which I thought would be fantastic. Because you know what? Not obviously I wasn't born when Grace Jones was still around, but she's still around now.
Yeah, she's still around now.
But I thought that she would be someone who would be so inspiring to read about.
Well, Grace Jones is a legend.
Yeah, exactly.
Loved a bit.
Yeah.
So I got this book. It was in like the works for £1 on sale. It was quite a big book. I thought I'll read this. Turns out it was called Grace Jones. I'll never write my memoirs or something. But turns out she didn't write them. It's someone who's pretending to be her. Who's wrote them as her life, so it's her real life, but they're writing it as if they're her. And I just thought,
that is some meta shit.
I started reading
level
it.
Meta shit.
I started reading it, and I thought, wait, this isn't written by her. Like,
it's written by someone pretending to be her as her. Oh, fuck that shit.
Because she
that is some
said,
next level Matrix bullshit.
Obviously,
right
with the name, she'll never write her memoir. She doesn't want to write them, but someone has wrote them, pretended to be it. But I was really interested. I thought this would be such a good book. But whereas Lily's one, it is her.
I can imagine that being really honest, like and down to earth.
But the Lily Allen one,
yeah,
exactly. You're right. It starts off where it's quite blunt. Like she says one story. I don't want to spoil it too much because it is a good book, and I would seriously recommend reading it. She says a story about when she was picked up from school, and her mum. I think she knew her mum was doing drugs because her mum was like a film producer. Can't remember now, but she got picked up from school. The mum couldn't pick Lily up because she was doing drugs, so she sent her secretary out to pick up Lily. But turns out the secretary got another girl called Lily. Wasn't the Lily Allen? Got the wrong Lily. Put this girl in a taxi and took her some like drug, like house or whatever, and it turned into this whole like. Lily Allen said she felt so.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. She felt very. I can't remember the exact wording, but she put her feelings down about how she felt at that time.
Yeah.
And you know, she says in it she didn't have GCSEs, or she didn't. If she went to high school, but she dropped out. She you know, growing up because her mum and dad were in the industry, the film industry, she knew that, you know, when children dream of being famous, she knew that she didn't need to dream about it. It's just the normal for her.
Okay.
Like, so she knew in a way that she was sort of destined for that. Because her family brought her up in it, and it's very real. But it's a really good book, and it suits her new album, which obviously, you know, she took a long break from music.
Yeah.
A very long break.
Yeah.
But she done her album where it wasn't a label making her do one. She done the album when she felt it was right to do one, and it's all stuff she wanted to do. So it was no label telling her you have to do this song, you have to do this one. It was the whole album is her, and it's what she wanted. And obviously, some people might think it's completely different to her old style. It's something that she wanted, and it's
honest.
It's honest and it's real. And when you listen to it, you can really hear that. You can really, I like it. Lily, if you are listening, I love you. Come on the podcast.
We love you, Lily.
We love you, Lily. We love listening to your music. That's the point where she just doesn't come, does she?
I've got to admit, I do actually still love All Right Still, the album.
That's a good album. That was the first one, wasn't it?
I think so.
I think that was the first
That's
one.
the first one I remember.
The picture of her on the bike.
On the bike, yeah.
On the bike.
I love that.
And that's
album.
where LDN came from, in Smile.
Yeah. And my favourite one, Friend of Mine.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Which I don't think we can sing for copyright reasons, but...
No, we can't.
There's another song where they're called Nan Your Window Shopper.
I don't think I've heard that.
Yeah, All Right Still.
All Right Still, there we go. All Right Still, I love it. Oh, my favourite song. What's Knock 'Em Out? Can't Knock 'Em Out. Do you remember that one?
Yes,
like,
Knock 'Em Out.
Basically, this song is like for anyone. It could be about anyone.
Oh, at the club, isn't it? Oh, can I have your number? No, sorry, I've left the gas on. I've got to go.
Yeah, my house. I'm pregnant.
Yeah,
my house on fire.
I love it.
It's so good.
I love it.
So you've got to listen to it.
Oh, it's genius.
Yeah, you've got to listen to
Love it so much. Heart eyes emoji.
Oh, I see you've got a book on your phone.
I've got a book on my phone because since we're on the topic of books,
Okay.
I read something recently that I'd really like to recommend. It's called Autoboyography.
Oh, I see what they did there.
What, really?
It's all about twinks, is it?
Yeah. No. By Christina Lauren. And it's described on here as like a Love Simon crossover with something else.
Oh,
that sort of thing.
jeez.
But it's about a bisexual guy from California. He's moved from California to Utah, which is well known to be Mormon country,
Oh yeah.
the Latter-day Saints church. And he moves to a town that is basically extreme. Yeah, pretty much. It's extremely LDS. Like it's just like a church town.
Shit.
So obviously he's closeted, but everything's fine.
Oh.
But then he gets convinced by his best friend there to join a class about writing a book, and you have to write a book within within 4 months or something, and submit it. But then he gets a crush on the TA for that class, who was really successful at last. So he comes back to teach it. He gets a crush on the TA, and he's the bishop's son. He's like this really like it sounds like a bit of a trope, but it is honestly such a good book. It's like it fucked my emotions. It had me completely reeled in. I read it in a couple of days.
Do they fuck in it?
I'm not entirely certain, to be honest, but like I don't know. It gets like that, but it's like sort of relatable because you get that sort of high school crush sort of thing. You sort of know
should he or shouldn't he?
You got that sort of situation, and it covers a lot of it covers religion, secrecy, things like it does it really well, and it's honestly such a good book. I really recommend it. Yeah,
Well, Josh, is that available everywhere?
As far as I know, I got for £5 on iBooks. So,
iBooks, exactly. iBooks is the heaven of books lately because they've got so many good discounts on there. It's so good. But then I like reading a book physically rather than an ebook. But that's another topic. That's another episode. But while we're on the topic of books, you, Matt, are an author.
I am.
There it is.
There it is.
That's it. That's all I wanted to say. No. But you're an author. Is there anything while we're on the topic of books you might want to plug? Any books?
Yeah, buy my books.
Exactly. Buy his books. There they are.
There it is.
Great. Do you know what, we will put the. Should we put the website link in the description? We'll put something available for your book. We'll put them in the description. What are your books about? For the listeners.
Give us a little rundown.
At the moment, the ones that are out there are young adult fiction. So there's Zeitgeist, which is a time travel young adult fiction. And then there's Mirror's Edge, which is contemporary young adult fiction.
Well, there they are. And they're also, I'm just looking now, they're available on the bookstore on Apple.
They are.
$2.99. Now, I've read both these books. They're good. They should be more than $2.99. They are good. They're a fucking bargain. Go buy them. There it is. They're good. But no.
Bargain. Get 'em.
What a bargain. Right, $2.99, $1.99.
Talk to me.
Oh, but no, we'll put the link in the description because we're talking about books anyway. Might as well give a bit of a shameless plug. I plugged the podcast earlier, so
in the
there we go.
In the podcast. The best place to do it.
Plug anything.
Captive audience.
There it is. Now, before we go, I've got Cathy's come back to me.
Oh.
While we were talking about
she's come full circle.
She's come full circle.
There we go.
There it is. Cathy came back to me.
What's she saying?
She's got a rusty carburetor out back. She's go fix it.
I think there's a cream for that.
Wait, just tell me.
I love it. That was a catchy reference.
Just tell me the podcast's going to win soon. I don't know. I'm getting this vision that at some point this podcast is going to end.
Yeah.
I don't know
the
what.
Next episode.
Oh no, you're real. You're right. I'm feeling it. Cathy's also come back. She's left her keys inside. She's forgotten, so she's gone again now. So she's gone. She needs to get back to West London because, well, if they find out Cathy's not there, it's gonna be right. BBC News, front page of the Sutton Guardian. It's gonna be everywhere. So she's gone. I don't know what this is. But stay tuned for next time. We've got more special guests like. Cathy again. Cathy Beale. Cathy. Could you imagine every week we just have a new guest, but their name is Cathy? So we've got
just a different famous Cathy.
Come on.
We've got the cast of Cathy Come Home coming in next week, but I don't know how we're gonna fit them all in this room.
don't even know what it is, but...
Cathy Come Home. Oh,
Yeah.
well, basically, we've got a bit of time left before we need to end it.
The end. It's a bit dark.
It's some... No, I never watched this film. It's some film basically about some girl who runs away from home. And it's just, they're like, Cathy, come home. Tea's on the table.
They just shout out the back door. Some big matriarch in like a pinafore. Cathy, come home!
But it's a short film.
She just like runs through a field like the Walton's Open sequence.
It's just like a
Okay
hopeless
then.
advert. It's not...
Alright, I'm on my way.
Oh, how are you finding it? Is it Cathy with a... I can't find it.
Cathy Come Home. I got it.
Oh, you found it.
It's
How do
a
you spell
TV
it?
episode of something. Cathy Come Home. Cathy loses her home, husband, and eventually her child through the inflexibility of the British welfare system.
Oh, it was part of the Wednesday play, which was BBC's attempt in the 60s to have an anthology sort of series, and it was quite good. I learned about their media.
The top review, 14th of October, 2004. A fantastic way to ruin an evening. Perfect. So, our podcast.
A fantastic way to ruin marriages. Keeping a straight face. Can that be on your tagline?
Yeah.
Oh, but Cathy Come Home. It's season 1 of the Wednesday play, episode 72 for people out there. Once it's 1 hour 15 minutes, and it's a drama. And it was first broadcast on.
It's actually quite highly rated. It's got 8 out of 10.
It's an 8 out of 10, which, to be honest,
on IMDb,
is
it's
quite
pretty
good.
fucking good.
That's
That's like worth a watch there as well.
the thing. The Wednesday play was this thing where like for the time in the 60s, the plays, or like there were sort of mini films, what they were plays, or there were films turned into plays, or plays turned into, fuck knows. But they really tackled a lot of issues in the time, like the social welfare system, and it was a lot of that where in the 60s everyone would be too afraid to talk about, and it didn't really get people talking, so it was good in a way. Never seen Cathy Come Home, and I never will. So who knows, unless we get the whole cast on here to talk about it.
And they reenact it for us. 1 hour and
It's a
15
Christmas
minutes.
special. We'll do a Christmas special of Cathy Come Home. Oh. Well, there it is. I think, to be honest, I think that's it. I think we're just pushing it now.
Yeah.
So, for
there
everyone
we go.
out there, it was a beautiful, splendid episode of Keeping a Straight Face.
Yep. Thanks for
And
being with us. Glad you could join us.
We'll try and see you next time if
And see you next time.
we do another episode.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Oh.